The devil. What's there to say about him? Well, he's evil. He lives in a very, very hot place. And he likes to broker deals. He loves making deals with these stupid humans. But another thing he's also known for are the many names he has been given for over a millennia. So today, I'll be sharing with you the origins of some of his most popular names, and I'll be ranking these names based off of their origins and how cool I think they sound. The devil, a title given to the personified evil in Christian beliefs. The word itself originates from the Christian Greek word diabolos, which means accuser, slanderer. The word is used in the Christian Greek translations for the opposing forces found in the Old Testament that share the title Satan. For example, in the Old Testament, the book of Job's the Satan was simply a son of God who questioned Job's belief in God. But later, the Christians associated the title of Satan to the singular entity that roots for humanity's downfall. So because of earlier translations where devil replaces the title of Satan, we now know this great evil as the devil. And this name is everywhere. From songs like The Devil Went Down to Georgia, to films such as Al Pacino's The Devil's Advocate, and iconic characters such as the robot devil from Futurama, the name is everywhere. And I can see why. Need a villain? Well, the devil is a recognizable name, and when you hear his name, you know they'll be the antagonist. Make sure to call now and start your religious commentary today. Also, the name is fun and threatening at the same time, especially when you say it in other languages, such as Diablo or Diavolo. I'm placing the devil in C tier. Satan, a Hebrew word that means adversary. This name was originally a title given to those who oppose God's people. These people could be political figures, those who believe in other faiths, and angels like the Satan in the book of Job. After the creation of Christianity, Satan became the name of the opposing evil force that challenges humanity and their faith in God. Satan is the original name for this evil entity that would inspire many, many, many depictions. So the name Satan has a simple origin. People will definitely know who you're talking about, and it's a kind of a badass name to say. I'm placing Satan in A tier. Beelzebub, aka Beelzebub, aka Beelzebul. The name has so many pronunciations. The name comes from a Philistine god that was worshipped at Ekron, according to the 2 Kings 1 and 2 of the Old Testament. This god was called Beelzebub, which translated from the Hebrew Lord of the Flies. This name was chosen because the god may have brought pestilence, maybe fought off flies, or in the most likely case, the name was chosen to disrespect this Philistine god by calling them So as this god was seen as a false idol, and that Satan is an entity that preys upon the hopes and temptations of people, the name of Beelzebub has turned into another alias for Satan. And because of this, and because I'm biased towards my Helltaker waifu, I have to place Beelzebub in B tier. Lucifer, a name that originally came from a mistranslation from the King James Version of the Bible. Lucifer actually means morning star or bearer of light. It came from Isaiah 14:12. It is as follows: "How you have fallen from heaven, morning star, son of the dawn." Which is probably referring to a high, mighty king. Probably one of those kings from Babylon, but here's the King James version of that passage. "How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning." Since this is a translation for Christians, English-speaking Christians, right? People saw the name Lucifer and assumed that this was someone who had wronged God. Someone like Satan. Now, I don't know when Lucifer was linked to Satan. It happened at some point after King James released his Bible. But let's talk about John Milton, the author of Paradise Lost. Paradise Lost is a poem written in 1667. And this story explains the fall of Lucifer, God's favorite angel who rebelled against him after he thought he was all that. After unsuccessfully attempting to take God's throne, Lucifer is thrown down to hell, changing his name to the adversary, Satan. Milton made Lucifer the name given to Satan when he was an angel, even though angels end with an L, like Uriel, Michael, Gabriel. But the story was so popular that many Christians adopted the story as Christian canon, making Lucifer a household name for the ruler of hell. John Millen saw that mistranslation, took it, wrote a fanfiction, and influenced the canon of many Christian households for centuries to come. For all this, and the fact that Lucifer is actually a fire name, I gotta place Lucifer in the highest tier possible, the true heir of hell. When someone hears the serpent, people often think about the snake that made Adam and Eve commit the first sin. You know, eating fruit from the tree of knowledge, the tree that God said to never eat fruit from. Others think about the big QC monster known as Leviathan, the big ass snake I think Abraham was fighting at some point. But Satan is referred to as the ancient serpent in Revelations 22. He seized the dragon, that ancient serpent, who is the devil or Satan, and bound him for 1,000 years. Because of this name, people assume that the snake who made Adam and Eve eat the fruit is Satan himself. And for those who canonize Milton's work, it got confirmed. At one point in Paradise Lost, Lucifer transforms into a snake and convinces Adam and Eve to eat the fruit. Another fan-made canon, all because of this story. It was never confirmed in the Bible that Satan was that snake from the Garden of Eden. And I gotta say, the serpent and the ancient serpent are just lame names to me, if I'm being honest. I will be placing the serpent in the lowest tier possible, below a demon. We mentioned the dragon when we went over Revelations. This dragon is seen by John during his visions of the end of the world. This dragon is a 7-headed red dragon that will eventually fall from heaven after he is defeated by Archangel Michael. It ends with EL. This dragon, as previously established, is identified as the ancient serpent, the devil, or Satan. And I gotta say, the dragon is a way better name than the serpent. For one, we know who we're talking about, Satan. And for two, it's just a decent alias. I will be placing the dragon in D tier. Old Scratch, or Mr. Scratch, is a name that has its origins unknown. It could come from the Middle English word scrat, which is spelled like this or like this, and it means goblin or monster. But who really knows where it came from? What we do know is that it was a popular nickname back in the day, the name being used prominently in the southern United States. In the end, Old Scratch or Mr. Scratch are humorous nicknames for the devil, but not many people use them, and their origins are still unknown. I will be placing Old Scratch in E tier. Old Nick, much like Old Scratch, is an alias that has its origins unknown. But it was first recorded somewhere in the 17th century. It could have came from the fact that we had St. Nicholas and they wanted to make the devil the complete opposite of St. Nick. But if you rearrange the letters in the name Santa, you know what we might get. It could have also come from names for German supernatural beings, such as the aquatic Nix. So who really knows where it came from? There's not a lot of use of Old Nick, and the name still doesn't have a canon origin. I will be placing Old Nick in E tier. Mephistopheles is a name given to a demon from the Faust legend, originally appearing in the Historia Vondi Johann Fausten, published in 1587. Mephisto, for short, was originally a soul whose hell is to broker deals between the devil and humans, who began their sinful corruption. He was hesitant when brokering these deals. Later versions, such as the Mephisto found in the 1808 play Faust by J.W. von Goethe, made him a demon that loves bringing suffering and tempting humans to broker deals with the devil. Although in the end of that play, Faust got saved by God. The reason why we are talking about the devil's lackey is due to the fact that we use Mephisto as a stand-in for the devil, such as the Mephisto from Marvel Comics fame. I will never forgive him. With many interpretations of this name still in our cultural zeitgeist, and the fact that the name Mephistopheles and its shorthand Mephisto are so fun to say and is one of the coolest names to call Saiyan, easily allows me to place Mephistopheles in A tier. Well, there you have it. I hope you learned something new about the Prince of Darkness himself. I, of course, didn't go over all of the popular names that were given to Saiyan, but these are the ones that I personally wanted to cover. So, tell me, do you agree with my rankings? Do you disagree? Where would you have placed these names in your own tier list? And did I get something wrong, or did I miss something? Tell me in the comments below. Anyways, I am out.